Donald Trump's own Justice Department just ruled that he can never be audited again. And not only can he never be audited again, but people in his family as well. I'm the Tommy Stone Show, and today we're going to be covering one of the craziest rulings in American history, Trump's recent IRS settlement. And this story is pretty insane the more you get into it. It starts off with Trump starting off by suing the IRS because somebody leaked his tax records a few years ago. That person is already in federal prison. They've already been fired from the IRS. So that side of it's been handled. But now Trump, as he's the president, is now suing the IRS. And essentially the people overtaking and overseeing this lawsuit is Trump's own Justice Department. It's literally Donald Trump versus himself, essentially. It is Donald Trump suing Donald Trump's Justice Department. And my whole issue with this entire lawsuit is it is a very, very, very conflicting ending. Again, I just announced that now the IRS can never audit Donald Trump again. But as of now, as of what we have found out, Trump got a $1.7 billion settlement out of this lawsuit. But to me, how can you justify any sort of settlement if Trump's Justice Department is the one prosecuting, the ones overseeing his own case? It just doesn't make sense. Trump is literally suing himself in this case. And the other part that really frustrates me is this $1.7 billion. It was designated to a slush fund called the Anti-Weaponization Fund. And essentially what it's able to do is anybody who has been essentially determined to have suffered from being barred out of either a job politically because they support Trump or they've suffered some sort of casualty because of being a Trump supporter in their life, again, whether that's losing a job, not being able to get hired, again, they've been assaulted, they've been posted online for being a Trump supporter, whatever it is. Trump can essentially just now give you money if you claim you have been harmed for being a Trump supporter. What does that even mean? That is literally the definition of a slush fund. To me, that sounds like, how can I get my money? This anti-weaponization fund is just beyond vague, and we all need to take a deeper look at what it means. But again, what really drives me crazy about this settlement is the fact that in the ruling now, nobody in the IRS can go back and prosecute Trump or his family for anything they did on their tax records in the past. That is ridiculous. Again, going forward, they can still be prosecuted, they commit crimes. So it's not like a forever force field, but this force field on their past actions and their past tax records is absolutely unprecedented in a court of law, at least like this. Don't get me wrong, the IRS still has normal limits on how they can prosecute people in audits and go after people in the past for what they did. Usually that range is from 3 to 6 years. But Trump and his family literally got a pass saying they will not be audited at all. And again, the rich have all types of ways of settling these different types of tax cases and the tax loopholes they find and they get in trouble for it. There's a bunch of different ways they get out of it. But on paper, again, the Justice Department itself is saying the IRS is barred from ever going into Trump's past again. So that is really weird to me. I don't know if I really like that. Not saying that Trump has done a bunch of shady stuff in his past or he's got a bunch of illegal things on his record that he's hiding, but that kind of precedent in a court of law where we're seemingly not immortalizing, but protecting a politician like that at a very extreme level is, again, it's unprecedented. I'm not sure when the last time this has happened. If anybody can drop in the comments below when we've seen this before, but I really don't think we've seen this type of action from courts protecting a politician and his family directly like this ever before. And politicians are known to abuse their power all the time, but Trump in this presidency has been doing it in a very specific and very secretive way. Again, going against the Justice Department and getting this type of ruling. Another very interesting story that's been coming out as Trump has been ruling very favorably for GLP-1 drugs. At the same time, he's been investing in Eli Lilly over $500,000 buying their stock, while again, giving favorable regulation to this company's new GLP-1 drug. This is another interesting caveat that Trump has been quietly kind of screwing over the American people, to be honest, using this position as president to benefit not only his own pocketbooks, but turning the American people into assets. Again, this GLP-1 drug, in my opinion, it should not be broadly accepted and broadly just blasted out to people. We should be using proper dieting and proper exercise in order to lose weight in America, not just blasting ourselves with drugs and being comfortable blasting ourselves with drugs. And I think this is also going to that ridiculous looks maxing stuff where we're just essentially normalizing mass drug use to try and look better. I don't understand this phenomenon with these GLPs and everything that's going on with drugs in America and why we're so normalized now to people just being walking zombies and literally just injecting themselves with anything they can get their hands on. I think Trump is a huge huge culprit for promoting this type of behavior, and at least it's not stopping it, and in fact probably benefiting off of it more than we could ever know. Again, this is just what's been disclosed, but there's been a lot of ethical debates that have been going on in Trump's second presidency, and I think this really just ties it off, these two stories. But I'm Tommy Stone, and thank you guys so much for watching today's episode of the Tommy Stone Show. It's a very short episode of me trying out these shorter type of episodes, seeing if you guys like them, just going into smaller news sections, again, what Trump has been doing in his second presidency. But to me, it has been a complete catastrophe, and there's a ton of other things we're going to be talking about on this channel. But if you want to see some specific videos, drop them in the comments below. But as always, if you're not subscribed, please drop a subscribe for me. It really helps. I really appreciate you guys when you hit that subscribe button. It really helps keep the channel growing, obviously, and it really helps motivate me to pump these videos out. So as always, I'm Tommy Stone of the Tommy Stone Show. Thank you guys all for watching. Have a fantastic day.